In the previous video we created this form, and basically what it does is you type in a file name you're looking for and either type in or through the browse button select a directory as the root directory, and it recursively searches for that file and then shows both the full path name and the file name in this multi-line list box. And in this video what we want to look at is the save to search log button, which actually isn't much code. The whole thing fits in the window. But in terms of functionality and programming ideas, it's really kind of rich. The first thing it does is it gets the results text box and reads the entire thing into a string variable. And remember, the results text box is multi-line, so you're going to potentially have a ton of lines in here separated by new lines. And then it uses the string split command to split these into individual lines by using the delimiter of the new line. And the array of strings that receives this is the str results line. And then we get the count of the number of lines by saying the this array dot length -1. And the reason we need to have a -1 is that there's a new line at the end of the very last line as well. So this split command actually gets all the lines and then puts in an empty final array member, because it splits off the end line as well. So we do the -1 and get the actual line count, and then we say if the line count is less than 1, just return, because that means we didn't get any lines. We got 0 results, and why are we pressing this button anyhow? Maybe I should pop up a message box saying, what are you pressing this button for, you idiot? But then we open a stream writer file using file.append text and a predefined name of the search log file, which I have at the top of the file. It's just searchlog.txt. And then I write out header information, because at first I wasn't going to do this, and then I thought I'm actually appending to a log, and what I want to keep track of is what I was looking for and when I was looking for it. So I write a line that delimits this section, and then I write the file name as the search substring that was the file name we typed into the file name box. And it really is a substring the way the code's written. It could be just a part of a file name rather than the whole file name. And then the root directory, which is a root directory that was specified that would recurse through all the branches underneath. And then I create a date time variable called date value via the usual instantiation of date time equals new date time. And I set this equal to the current date and time via the .now property. And I use a toString format. And if you want a full description of what these different datetime to string formats are, you can look at my video 75, where I do a comprehensive listing of them. But F basically has the full date and the time, and it's pretty user friendly. You can look at it and know exactly when this log entry was created. And then I have a small line to separate it from the actual search results, and then an empty line. I'm a huge fan of horizontal rule type lines and empty lines to separate things out and make them more readable. And then I basically go through in a for loop that starts at 0 and continues until the number before the line count, and looks at each of the array members we got via the split command, and writes each of these out to the file we opened that is appending to the search log. And then we close this, and I pop up a message box that converts the line count to string and says search results written to search log. So if we compile and run this, and we do a search from the root for this same file we've been looking for in the previous video, we see it's starting to list the search results, and when it's completely done, it'll pop up a message box that says it searched every file from the root directory, which in this case is the top of the disk drive, which is why this takes so long. I actually have a 2 terabyte disk drive. And you see, once again, we get our all files searched and the IO and unauthorized access exceptions that we inevitably get because we're looking in all kinds of directories we're not supposed to. And now if we press the save to search log, probably the first question you'll be asking yourself is, and then if we press the save to search log, a message box pops up that says we've got 14 search results written to the search log. And as I say, you're probably asking yourself, will the append text actually create the log if it's the first time running it? And the answer is yes. So if we look in the directory that the program was running, that it put the search log, and bring it up with Notepad, you see we get our overhead file information, the file name, the root directory, and the date and time. And then we have each of the lines listed individually, which will be extremely helpful if you want to look back at previous searches without having to run them again. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot, and I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe.
And I'll